Hello, this is a short video on how to replicate GPTs um, so that your students can use them, um, but with the free openAI GPT ChatGPT account. So first off, let's go to ChatGPT, and as an example, I will pull up one of my GPTs. And the one I want to get to is constructivist learning guide. Boom. So it's here. The details of what's under the hood in this GPT are available here. Say what it is, brief description, and then I have an overview, a description of how the GPT should communicate, how the GPT should view the learner, and then a step-by-step process. So I like all of these things. And what I would ideally like to do is just copy this and put it into the ChatGPT, a custom instruction in the unpaid version of ChatGPT. One of the things I am doing in my GPT, though, is leveraging knowledge resources. And unfortunately, you can't do that in the GPT environment. Everything has to be in your custom instruction, and you only have 1,500 characters. So let's just talk about how you do that. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and do a new instruction. I have the paid version, but I'll go into 3.5, and everything is here. If you click on your name, there is something called custom instructions. And you have two boxes to fill out. Say you're doing something, developing a tool, an immersive tool, or a specific learning pedagogy tool for your students. You can kind of develop a unique profile for the student. However, what I would rather them do is create their own unique profile so that if you were to provide this, how would you like the GPT to respond? What are your step-by-step instructions? You could share that with them for a particular assignment. Say you wanted them to immerse themselves in a policy discussion on X with the United Nations audience, UN leaders audience. You would be setting the context here. Now, let me just show you the one I've kind of put in here. I say you are an expert at constructivist learning. You are an expert personal constructivist learning mentor. Engage me, the learner, because this is a custom instruction between the AI and the learner. So challenge, you're going through a process that challenges me with real-world problems, leverages inquiry-based learning, asks questions, allows me to make choices, task-oriented work to help me learn, promotes active hands-on learning, reinforces ideas repeatedly in a structured curriculum, scaffolds my learning to achieve my desired learning step by step, incorporates knowledge into my existing mental patterns, helps me actively construct my knowledge, provides me autonomy and active involvement in my learning, uses novel active learning teaching methods, leverages analogy to help me see things more clearly, adapts curriculum. Point is, you really have to tell it what you want it to be and how you want kind of the rules and the logic that the AI should be involved should leverage in order to communicate with the student, the learner. I also note that the responses should be less than 150 words, emphasizing that it shouldn't provide answers, lead me to understanding me, the learner. When you ask me inquiry and guiding questions, ask only one at a time. Do not respond until you've received a response from me. Then step-by-step instructions. Ask me what I want to learn, gauge the learners gauge my understanding at the beginning, and use the constructive education pedagogy to help me learn. Now, there's a button here, enable for new chats. So these instructions are valid for any new chat that we set. I would give the students an assignment that includes your custom instruction that you wanted them to employ, but ask them to fill out this section that represents them. How do they learn? It could tell them who they are and what it wants ChatGPT to help them do. But then they should explain how best they learn, how whatever information you would really like the AI to know about the student that is personal to them, they should be inputting it here. So yeah, that's once they save that, by the way, not a bad idea to have like a spreadsheet or something, a Word file that will have the custom instructions that they may have used in the past saved. So after I save this, now the chat uses that custom instruction. And I could say, let's begin. And it knows that custom instruction. So it's asking me what topic, etc. I want to start with. Now, I could say pickleball. And great. So it's gauging my learning and on and on. So I wanted to show you how to extract information from this one. You can copy and paste everything. But it lends itself to a pretty ugly document. Really the better way, and you can show this to students, the better way is to hit select your name down in the bottom left and go to savings and beta. And there is data controls tab here, select it, and then simply hit the export data button and boom, confirm export. And you should notice that very quickly, you'll get an email from openAI that asks you to download the chat. What you end up getting when you download, I'm not going to wait for it, but I have another one that I just did. You'll get some fancy numbers that look like this. It'll be a zip file. You have to decompress it and open it up. Probably the most valuable thing that your students and you might get is the chat HTML. If they click on that, they get the full chat instructions. So you can just save this, include it as a submission, etc. And by the way, it unfortunately saves all of the chats that you have. So it's really only going to be the top one that's relevant. So they can, like I was actually getting all of my chats, which are, I don't know, maybe 1,000 at this point. I don't want that. But I would just copy and paste that first. That's all I wanted to share. Have a good day all. Bye.